Whenever I put the helmet, any kind of feelings, you just try and put them aside. We're here to win, and I've done everything in order to get to where I am.
To turn your dream into reality is a huge step, because if we actually think of how many driver seats are available globally, there's not many.
You've got to prove yourself all over again. If I'm completely honest, I actually had a lot of doubts climbing to the top. There were moments where I thought that maybe my dream was out of reach, that I couldn't actually make it. And to finally win that first race, I think it kind of unlocked something in me to know that I can do it.
Hello and welcome to Go Wild, the podcast from PUMA. It's our opportunity to speak to our legends, our movers and shakers in the world of sport and culture. It's their opportunity also to tell us about their highs in their careers and also their lows potentially. But most importantly for us, we're going to dig into their wild side. I'm Colin Jackson and I'm your host, and I am very, very, very excited to speaking to the amazing Charles Leclerc, Formula One ace. Right?
Thank you very much for that introduction.
But hang on, there's a whole list of things that I could start with when I was giving you a full introduction. But, I thought, because we're going to talk a lot, I think a lot of it will be in our conversation about, where we come from and how skillful you are as a driver. I mean, first of all, Charles, to be brought up in Monte Carlo, for people like myself who are brought up in Wales, it seems really glamorous, right? What was it like growing up in Monte Carlo?
I feel like it's extremely far from what people expect. I'm pretty sure it's different than Wales.
Yeah, I can guarantee that.
But it's a lot more of a simple life than what it looks like. I think when we imagine of Monaco, we imagine straight away the Grand Prix, the tennis, all these huge events that are in Monaco that bring so much people. And it's all about the party, the glamour. But it's very far from the reality of Monaco. Monaco actually feels like a small village. I've grown up and we are only 8,000 or 9,000 Monegasques, so very few. We all know each other. We all grow up in the same schools, and so all of this feels like a village. I think you've got that part of Monaco, obviously, that is very glamour, etc. But that's not really the world I've grown up in. I've had quite a simple childhood. Dreaming obviously about Formula One because I could see and hear the Formula One cars whenever I was at school on the Thursday. I could hear the Formula One cars in the background and only wanted one thing, is to finish school and to finally go the cars. So yeah, growing up in that environment and Formula One being such an important part of Monaco, I've always had that dream. But it's a much more simple life compared to what people probably expect.
Yeah, can have that. They can imagine. Now, we're talking about your dream here. Now, you've mentioned that about seeing Formula One driving. But to turn your dream into reality is a huge step, because if we actually think of how many driver seats are available globally, there's not many. So how did you have this belief, this innate belief that you're going to have one of those seats?
If I'm completely honest, I actually had a lot of doubts climbing to the top. There were moments where I thought that maybe my dream was out of reach, that I couldn't actually make it. It's not been a smooth ride where I've started my karting career and I've been saying, okay, I'm good enough, I'll get to Formula One one day. I wish I could say that, but it's not really been the case. I mean, there are moments where you think that maybe things are going to be a lot tougher than what you initially thought. I always believed that if I was doing the best I could, opportunity would arrive at one point, because it was important for my motivation. So I've always believed that great things could happen if I was doing the best, everything that was in my control. In motorsport, it's an incredible sport. The sport that I fell in love with is Formula One since a long time, but it's very difficult to get there because yes, there's talent, yes, there's hard work, but there's something that you cannot really control, and this is the finance that needs to be put into creating a career in that sport. My parents did many sacrifices to get me going and get me started in karting, but very quickly, very early on in my career, they didn't have the finance to keep me going. And that's where it's very difficult to believe in it, because in what you cannot rely on the hard work or on the good results. You're just relying on someone that is investing in you. And luckily in 2010, end of 2010, Nicolas Todd, who is my manager now, basically paid everything in my career until I got to Formula One. And that is probably the day where I finally had the belief that if I was doing everything right on my side, I had obviously Nicolas that was taking care of me and that could make all my dreams possible. So that was the first step for me to really feel that it was a possibility. And then throughout the years, not thinking too far ahead, but I was just really focusing on the present moment, trying to the best I could in those all those journey categories, and things were going well. So yeah, I'm very lucky to be doing what I love for a living, and to be able to travel all around the world. And I'm sure that it's like you with your amazing career. I think we are lucky to be doing what we love most.
You know, and I've got a massive smile on my face as you're telling me, because I could just see you just remembering the journey to get where you are, and really showing genuine gratitude and appreciation that I could not have got here on my own. I've really got that huge help from people to make it happen.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Can you remember then the first time where you sat, not on the test cars now, when you were actually on the first grid yourself? So you've done everything, you're in position, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Can you remember that first moment still?
Oh, in Formula One or the very first one?
In Formula One. So I'm thinking, we're at the pinnacle now.
Yeah, I can definitely remember very well. Yeah, I remember being on the starting grid. It was in Melbourne in Australia.
Yeah.
So I flew a long way from home to get there. I got there a week before to try and get acclimated with the time zone, etc. And obviously the pressure is building up, because before that in Formula 2, Formula 3, you don't really have the spotlight on you. But once you get to Formula One, everybody's watching you, everybody's waiting to finally judge you. And that's something that I guess all athletes feel the first time they get there. But yeah, I was first of all extremely happy to be in that place, and second, I knew that I had done everything in my control to be as ready as I possibly could to get there. And yeah, then I just had to drive.
Yeah, I love that.
Which is my favorite thing.
Gotta drive. Yeah. Just show the world what I can do. You're right. There was going to be spotlights, and anytime there's a new driver that comes on the grid, there's always that massive focus. So how do you deal with that pressure yourself internally? Because you can always be, icy on the outside, and people's going, "Oh, he looks really cool," and inside it's ripping you.
Yeah. I think you get used to it. The first time is very scary. And then throughout the first year, you're getting acclimated to it. I mean, we've got like 20 races a year, so we get that feeling quite often that at one point it also becomes the new normal. And that's the first year with Alfa Romeo, which I wasn't yet in a winning team where the spotlight is even bigger. But then I got to sign with Scuderia Ferrari the year after. And the pressure is
Cranked up, right?
Yeah, another level. And again, the first races feels very strange. The first time I started on pole position there was a lot of pressure around, because everybody was the spotlight is on you. But then you get the first pole, and I think you get the first win, and that's also where things changes, because before the first win, you know that you've done everything right to get to where you are, or not everything, but you've done more right than bad to get to Formula One. But then once you get into Formula One, these are the best 20 drivers in the world. So that's where you've got to prove yourself all over again. And to finally win that first race, I think it kind of unlocked something in me to know that I can do it. Now it's a matter of being at my 100% most often possible, and try to get as many wins as possible. In our sport, the car is also very important. So it's the car and the driver that needs to work together, and this is part of our career, and we all know that. But at least I knew that I was capable of winning races, and that was an important step in my career as well.
Lots of people, now I'm not saying I'm going to compare myself to you now, because I'm not, but I am now. So lots of people said to me I was too nice to be a winner. All right, so because I didn't have the steel. I kind of proved them wrong, going 44 races undefeated, right? All of a sudden they said, oh, perhaps he has a little bit of steel. I mean, you always come across as that adorable guy that people just love.
I'm not when I have a helmet on. Trust me. There's no friendship. There's no. I think I'm a kind person. But whenever I put the helmet, any kind of feelings, you just try and put them aside. We're here to win, and I mean, I've done everything in order to get to where I am, and now it's the time to do everything right. And whatever I can do on track to win a race, I will.
Well, in legal terms, right?
Of course. Always within the limit.
Always.
Maybe that sounded a bit too aggressive. Thanks for making it.
No, just make that point. We don't go all the way in that sense. But, you know, your career sense is still up and coming. You're still winning. You're still enjoying it. It's clearly. And we have a lot of information about you on track in that sense. But when I came in, I was expecting to see your dog.
Oh, my dog. I love him so much. And he's home. I mean, I'm sure that he will love a big space. I mean, we cannot see, but behind the camera, there's a huge space where I know a huge space. I'm sure that he will love it here. But he was at home with my girlfriend, so his mum. He was chilling. So I decided to leave him alone.
Leave him alone. Yeah. Oh, okay, in that sense. Because it would be fantastic to see, you know, that kind of interaction in its sense. Because I say, when you watch, you look at who you are and what you do, you really have that sense of being somebody who's in the moment. You're always enjoying your moment and appreciating what is happening around you. And so the affection that we always see with you and your dog is absolutely fantastic. It's infectious, put it this way. I haven't got a dog myself.
Oh, I mean, but this is the best thing that ever happened to me.
Honestly. Don't tell the missus that.
No, my girlfriend is also there. But yeah, I mean, Leo is amazing. I mean, dogs are so loyal, and it's just unconditional love. So it's amazing. But he's not here today.
Yeah. Outside of F1 then, is there any other sports that you enjoy, you would go to watch, you would mind being a sports star in that particular sport? You can happily say track and field, it's fine. You can always say that, I'll never know.
Well, you know what, I did athleticism when I was, athleticism, do you say it in English?
I understand it, I'm an international man.
Perfect,
athletics,
perfect. Athletics, sorry. Athletics when I was younger, I did every kind of sports when I was younger. I did like tennis, squash, swimming,
it all.
Everything you can imagine. I at least tried for a week or two.
But
I mean, I think when I was younger, I was very much obsessed with Formula One.
Yeah, so you were there already. Yeah, that was you.
Kind of. I've been driving since as long as I can remember. I started when I was 3.5, 4 years old, and so I was very, very young. And then from that moment onwards, I just decided to do that. I mean, I wanted to do that. So I did sports around, but I always had the vision: how can it help me to be a better racer? Or I just really like this sport and I just want to do it more and more with my friends. But I never did a sport so seriously like racing, I really, for me, it was even at 5 or 6 years old when I was speaking with my parents and people that were bringing me to the track. Yes, I love what I did, but I really, really wanted to be the best at it. And I was trying to do everything to be the best at it. Whereas I remember other sports, it was more about the fun of just pushing yourself to the limit, and that was great. But I knew that maybe I didn't have the talent in other sports that I maybe did have in racing.
So as you're sitting in your car, people may be thinking, oh, they're only going around in a car. I mean, what kind of fitness levels do they need to just go spinning around in there? I mean, I have a real appreciation. I have respect for anybody at the top of the game, so I wouldn't dare say that. But you could give us a little bit of insight of the work that you need to do. I mean, I guess cardio has got to be important. Physical strength's got to be important. There's an array of things that you need to nail to get to the very top.
I wish there was something similar to Formula One car for people to actually experience what we go through inside a Formula One car, because I feel like sometimes people that maybe don't watch Formula One are like, oh yeah, but I mean, I drive my car every day to work and I'm not that tired, but it's very, very, very different compared to a normal car. And the G-forces, the way that we cannot breathe normally, because with the G-forces and the speed we go through corners, it's actually very difficult to breathe on some of the tracks. And just the strength that it takes to drive a Formula One car, maybe not for one lap, but when you put everything together, the heat, the G-forces, it gets quite extreme. Some races more than others, but as you already mentioned, I think cardio is a big part of my training. Races can be as long as 2 hours. The heart rate can go very high sometimes, mostly because of well, of course it depends on the track. Some have a lot of corners, and so you don't have much time to recover. But on top of that, we've got the engine right behind us, and inside the cockpit it can get crazy heats. Like in Singapore, we can lose up to 3.5-4 kilos sometimes
of liquid.
So it's very, very, very extreme, and the heart needs to go flat out in order for you to keep also the lucidity that you need once you are in a race car. But then, if we speak about strength in itself, that is probably not the biggest part of my training, apart from on some specific part like the neck. The neck is extremely important for us in terms of strength, as much as people probably do not expect that. But honestly, the legs as well is pretty tough.
Hang on, I'm getting a position. Hang on.
It's mostly because the brake. I think the pressure that we need to put on the brake is, again, nowhere near what a normal road car is. Yeah. It's so much stiffer, and to do it over and over and over the lap can be quite difficult. But yeah, I would say cardio, heat training we do quite often, and then it's all about recovery. Now we've got 24 races a season, so it gets very tiring. And it's not only about the physical recovery, but it's also about the mental recovery. We've got to be on it mentally all the time. So yeah, recovery is a very important part, especially when from the first race to the last race. Before that, it's all about gym training and training in general in order to be physically at the top when the season starts.
Well, I slightly worried for you when you said you lost so much weight in liquid in the race, because I know how important hydration is for concentration. And so I was thinking, how is he concentrating as he's flying around?
Luckily, not all races will use this kind of liquid. I mean, there's only like Singapore. Singapore is crazy, but now there's Qatar that is even crazier.
Right.
They've changed a little bit the dates. At one point it was, I think, 2 or 3 weeks before, and even with a difference of 2-3 weeks earlier, it was crazy warm. Now they put it a little bit later, and we're fine. Fine.
Yeah. So I can stop worrying for you.
You can stop worrying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're well prepared. So you don't worry. How did you deal with time change? Because you're going across the world, left, right, and centre. I wasn't so bad. I mean, I could arrive in Japan the day before the meter race and I'd be okay. When I was flying back, then I'm out, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you deal with that?
I feel like naturally, I don't know if it's naturally or just because we are doing it so much, we are getting good at it.
Okay.
Just because you've got no choice. At one point, you've got to sleep. So, but I put some techniques that I've got those slides that are basically reproducing the sunlight and you basically put them on the time zone where you go, maybe a day before you leave there, and that already helps you to do steps in the right direction, because a lot of our body actually regulate with the sunlight, and so these glasses that are reproducing that helps the body to get acclimated a little bit quicker. Well, that's an easy one, but it's just to sleep as much as you can at the right time. And but I'm a really big sleeper. But like,
I'm jealous.
No, but like really big sleeper.
How much is big? Well, okay, let me rephrase that, right? Because like, what can you function on? Because like, how much sleep do you really need to function 100%?
Oh, not that much.
Can you go off like 4 hours?
No.
Well, that's like my average sleep.
No way.
Yes, mate.
And you can perform.
Yes.
Well, that's impressive. No. I need definitely more. I'll say maybe. So I can sleep up to 12 hours.
What you mean? No. What?
12 hours.
In 24?
Yeah, like... Oh,
get away.
Seriously? Yeah, I told you I'm a very big sleeper. No, like sleep is a priority for me. However, I wouldn't rarely have the time to go as far as 12 hours. So I would say my sweet spot is maybe around...
You're going to say like 9 or 10, aren't you?
8 hours and a half, 9.
Did you hear everybody around us take a deep breath when you said 12 hours? They were like, what? 8 or 9. And okay.
Yeah.
That would be a luxury. That's 2 days sleep for me. That's great.
Yeah, that's true. I do 2 nights when you do 1. That's...
Yeah. Loving that. Absolutely loving that. In Formula One nowadays, I'm going to say you're a little bit of trendsetters in appearance, right? Because everybody looks mega cool, right? It's got to be said. You're up there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
It's a real pleasure. I'll be honest. Yeah, you're up there. So I'm going to say to you, take yourself out the picture because you're up there, right? When you look across the grid, who else you think is like, when you see him coming, you go, oh yeah, nice. I like that. That's running it.
I mean, my teammate Lewis, I'll say, is very much in the fashion world, and he's got his own style. That's what I really like about Lewis, is that, like it or not, he's got his way of dressing himself. And whenever you see Lewis getting in his paddock, there's no doubt that's Lewis. Just by seeing the clothes, it's just Lewis for sure. And this I really like, to be recognizable with what you wear, and to just feel good with what you wear is important. So yeah, probably Lewis.
You've said that in answer in a way. So it's really important you feel to bring your whole self to an occasion, really. So if you want to race well, you've got to be you, authentically you, I guess. And if part of that is your attire before you get changed to it's all part of the same picture.
Completely. I mean, at least it's important for me. I just want to be me, and to be at ease with who you are as a person, and the way you look and the way you dress is, for me, extremely important for just being a happy person. So yeah. But then also there's that balance between being completely you and hiding a little bit when you are with your opponents, the people you are fighting on, because you don't want to be showing any kind of weaknesses. This is part of the game. But let's say that I try to be the most me possible. It's important.
In sport, again, I always feel lots of different things cross over. Music, for example. I wasn't somebody who really warmed up to music. I just like, just to be around. Sound of the area, really. The crowd, the warm-up track. Does music fit at all into your prep?
It does. Music has always had a very important part of my life. It's always been around. I've always loved music. I think it's the best way in order to help you feel in some particular way. You can just listen to your favorite song and you'll be happy. You can listen to a melancholic song and you'll be maybe a little bit more calm. I use music a lot to feel one particular way, which I love.
Yeah. Any particular genres for a particular... So would you say in Singapore, listen to this, and in Qatar, listen to this, and in the US, listen to that? Or you just like...
Not really.
Mood got to take you for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Sometimes the tension is high. Like Monaco, I'll say more often than not, I probably put very calm music. I compose myself. I love playing the piano.
Nice.
I listen to my composition before getting into the car, in Monaco especially, just because the tension is so high that I just need a very calm song in order to be composed once I get into the car. Otherwise, it's all about motivational music, high rhythm, just to put me into the mood of going for it.
Yeah, going for it. I love that. All right, talking about going for it. Did you see these here?
Yes, I was like, you do that everything by heart. You don't even need these to read, but now?
I'm picking these up now. There's a reason for it. Charles, don't you worry about it. There's always method in my madness. Okay. So there's this little bit that we do, is just a quick fire round. So I'm laughing because when we say quick fire, it could be quick fire or you could be, I need to elaborate my answer. All right. So
so I can't explain my answers.
You can, absolutely.
Good.
And then I'll judge you. No, I promise I won't judge. All right. Here we go. So what's the one thing in racing history you wish you could have done first?
Well, I'm still in time.
Yeah.
To be the first Formula One world champion for Ferrari.
Hey.
No Monegasque has ever been world champion, so I'm still in time of doing that.
Absolutely.
But apart from this, I will have loved to have won the first ever Formula One race ever. Like, this is cool.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. Best era for fashion in your opinion? Just so you know, like my era was the 90s and we were pretty cool in the 90s.
That's true though.
I see.
I mean, I was just born I'm born in 97.
Yep.
So late 90s. But I really like the 90s in terms of fashion. I can definitely tell you the worst era, which was the skinny jean era, which for me, looking back at what I was wearing back then, I was like, what the hell are you doing, Charles? But luckily, this has passed. And now I've grown up and I found my way into what I want to wear and what I like wearing.
I love it. Skinny jeans. I never had skinny jeans. No.
No?
No.
Well,
no.
Good for you.
Athletic legs don't fit skinny jeans. Yeah, it never kind of worked. Okay, what's the one song that always gets played in your zone, when you're getting into your zone?
There's one song that I play more often than not, like very often, but that is not during when I'm putting myself in the zone, which is Where's the Love by the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
It's this kind of songs which brings you back to a certain moment of your life. I remember I was going with my dad to karting tracks when I was very young, and he will always listen to this song. So this is the song that I probably have listened the most in my whole life, but no particular songs that I listen before getting into the car. It can be everything, as I was saying, depending the moment, but I like to discover new songs. Yeah. So it's very rarely the same songs.
Okay. Can you dance?
Absolutely not. Like zero. I've got zero rhythm. Like, dancing is not for me. It's really not for me.
Like, it was Where's the Love came on and you were just in the kitchen and you just thought there was nobody around you. You just shake up yourself a little.
It's not part of my body. I don't know. Like, my body doesn't think about dancing. It's just whistling. Whistling is part of me. I love whistling. I'm a very good whistler.
Okay.
If that is a thing. But
it is now.
But no, dancing is not for me.
Okay, can we scrub that off? Dancing the Stars is not for Charles. Oh, dream retirement hobby. So what would you like to do as a hobby?
I'm extremely interested in businesses in general. And I just think I really, really love people and how to get the best out of people. And this is something I really, really enjoy. So just to have a business, any kind of business, and work with people. This is what I would love to do. And this is what I love about being a racing driver as well. I obviously love racing in itself, but I also love being surrounded by super talented people and to always try and think in a way, how can I extract the maximum out of those people, even in difficult situations. And this is something that I really, really enjoy. So, working with people.
Yeah. Yeah, post a win, right? So post a victory.
Post of victory.
Post or after you've
Yeah, post-victory, yeah.
Post victory. Do you stay in or do you go out? So you're likely to party or you're likely just to come home and go,
Well, actually, I'm not a very big party guy. I probably will stay in. However, if I win a world championship one day, trust me, I'll be out for a very long time. I did party for the Monaco Grand Prix win, which was a very special one for me. But other than that, stay in, just celebrate with my close one. That's what makes me happy.
well, there's your quick fires. I think you did remarkably well in those, sir.
Thank you very much.
And I thoroughly enjoyed my time speaking with you, Charles. It's been a real pleasure. Seriously, a pleasure
Same for me.
and an honour to spend some time with you today. Finding out a little bit about you and your wild sides and your calm sides and your ups and your downs. And yeah, it's been absolutely brilliant. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you,
that.
Colin.
Thank you.